Welcome, welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. How are you doing, people? It's me, Sylvester, and I'm here to talk about Yolo.CX. And today, a very quick, I hope so, episode about lighting in our world creator, because this is what I actually currently building and improving. So actually this is a very fresh thing straight from the Yolo.CX. But before we will talk about this, as you can see, this is a development version, but we have a placeholder on the domain Yolo.CX. And it's just a quick reminder, if you don't mind, click the link leading to the invitation. Welcome to Y Experience, get your invitation now. And just drop me your name, email and message that you would like to get a invitation. It could be anything, but just write me, "Hi Sylvester, please can I have an invitation to the Yolo.CX?" or something like this. Anyways, at the moment you cannot register, but please, you can help me to build open metaverse, and you can go to the GoFundMe page. So you can just, if you really think it makes sense, but probably it makes great sense just to support someone who worked hard on that amazing project. So just donate now. Just £1, £2, a little bit. It will help me to keep my server going on the Hetzner. It's not a big cost at the moment, but because I would like to be transparent, I will show you quickly the page where there is a my hosting service, and here the server is at hetzner.com, and I'm paying nicely invoices, but the last invoices were like 97 euros, 101 euros, so it just at the moment I don't know why it's not green. I think I paid that one. I think this is paid. So yeah. I think I will get another invoice today. So giving me a bit of like 5 euros, like a few people will help me. You will be able to use YOLO as a first users. That's the introduction to this amazing project. So you can log in if you have a user created on that system. At the moment, registration form is behind the invitation link. But let's come back to the development version on my laptop. As you can see, I need to log in as well here. You can see at the moment there's plenty of placeholders. This is work in progress. Everything at the moment, what I'm doing here, it's not the final version. So all of those worlds, they doesn't really make any sense, but they look sometimes cool. And as you can see, you can here create your new worlds, or you can go to the existing worlds. So these worlds will be built by people. So for instance, if you will build your own world, you can publish this world and people will be able to get into your 3D metaverse. For instance, we have a apocalyptic minimal 111. If I will click on this, we are going to this space where there's just a platform with Jenny from Mixamo. So Jenny is a 3D model working for me for free at the moment. I don't have any rights to use Jenny, but it's just a world, so she can get in and get out. It's there is no obligation to stay here for long. Jenny can actually walk to multiple places, or she can even run. And I can look around where she is. So she's on the platform somewhere in the space. The platform is complete random. I'm building these platforms using Blender, so you can see this is my Blender. And let's say I can quickly show you how I build those platforms. If I'll delete that one, just in Blender, I'll add the plane, I'll scale it like 10 times. I can get in, I can subdivide the surface multiple times. We can add to this a existing material, and we can do some like random select, yeah, and we can apply yet another material. Let's apply the green one to make it less boring. Yes, we can select again random, and we can, for instance, extrude material like this way. We can, for instance, extrude that one more, and we can delete those vertices here and fill it with something and extrude CGG and add to this yet another material, maybe black one this time. Also we can now select randomly but faces, and we can do like inset. So when there's inset stuff, we can also apply yet another material here, and if we will try to select very similar ones, you can choose the select similar by area and extrude Z a bit and scale it like maybe this way. So never mind, we've got kind of crazy platform. We can save and export this crazy platform as like platform X1, and in Yolo, if we are not happy with the existing platform, which is in the middle here, which is actually very cool, you can go to the edit world and we got here some sections like ground. It's called grounds. We've got two sections. One is with some predefined galleries here, and the other one is with custom grounds. So we can upload our PLA X1. So when it's uploaded, as you can see, that platform from Blender here is uploaded to Yolo.CX. You can save it, and we can update this world with new platform, which looks like this. But well, I'm not talking about platform. Mainly, I'm just briefly introducing a couple of features. So the world called Apocalyptic Minimal 111. We can leave this world and come back to the world which is called Flat Mud. Here, we can leave this world and come to another place, another space, which is like a kind of playing ground located in this kind of empty space which looks like Mars, but it's not Mars. It's kind of empty space surrounded by mountains. The sky is full of stars. We have a couple of eclectic composition of things they here doesn't really make sense, like Humvee car and the astronaut, which is called mercenary astronaut, with the life supporting system, and there is also our Jenny. Jenny can walk here. So if we go with Jenny somewhere, she can actually run really far away from this place. She can climb mountains, and she can go wherever she wants. She can observe this space from the distance, but the idea is that Jenny will be able to do many things and interact. At the moment, she's just enjoying the freedom of this work in progress thing. What I would like to show you today is actually, as you can see, the kind of lighting system which is in place, and which is actually very cool. So on the right bottom side, we've got those buttons. I recorded the other video explaining functionality of those buttons, but one of those buttons at the top is a lights GUI. So if I'll click this lights GUI, we have a panel which is created by a system called Little GUI, and it's a next version of that GUI. People who are building stuff with 3JS and WebGL, they really know what is it. But in this case, as you can see, that GUI contains some folders. I'll try to zoom it. And we've got like fog settings here, so we can see the fog is a kind of light dispersed inside the objects. They are located in a kind of near and far distance. Here we can change the color of this thing, like to something crazy, red, blue. But the creative license actually it tries to mimic the reality, and we can take the darkest color, like we can pick the color from the clouds, and how the far and near working. It's just like you can see that we can get this closer or further. So as you can see, the distance where the fog is dispersed is controlled by this system. You can see this better from the top. When the near is and far very low, it's actually very close to the observer's camera. So let's say we're happy with this, and let's close the fog settings, and we currently I'll change the view to actual size. Currently we've got another folders for the lighting, like directional light, hemisphere light, spotlight, point light. So the light which is at the top, really at the top, is a hemisphere light, and as you can see there's a helper here which is showing the color of the hemisphere light. Not really. This is hemisphere light, yeah. That blue light underneath is a directional light. That one, if you change the color of it, and we will change slightly position, supposed to change the color of the helper, but at the moment it's changing that color when we're changing the target. So the target is just like a kind of imagine the ray from the sun straight direction of the sun. For the purposes of this presentation, let me delete all of those lights here, and let's try to add lighting from scratch. So it's gonna be a bit more fun. Just you can understand that with no light it's nearly nothing here, but we have a light from the surrounding HDRI image, which is in settings, in environments here. So as you can see, that light might be more intense. It might be more blurry. So if I remove the blurriness and make it 100% intense, and I will save it, you will see this is the lighting coming from the HDRI. So the surfaces of those objects here, they are just reacting to HDRI, and I was testing, for instance, when we've got those boxes, different roughness on those materials. So you can see they've got different roughness in short explanation. The roughness is responsible for reflection, but it's not like a metallic. As you can see in that box, yeah, In that box, it's probably roughness is nearly 0 because you can see reflection of the environment HDRI. But the other boxes, they've got less roughness, so this way we can create 3 different materials. It's quite dark anyways here, so to make this space less crazy, dark and scary, let's try to add some lighting. And here, when we've got a folder called Add Light, there's a kind of drop-down select list. So we've got like 5 different types of lighting, and the general lighting of the hemisphere is called Hemisphere Light. It creates the, just by default, I've got some default settings to set this XYZ position to 555 and intensity to 1, but it could be quite intense. And Y is that vertical axis. So if you move the hemisphere light really high, you can see like it's changing. So it's supposed to be somewhere at the top, maybe a little bit on the sides. Intensity 2 is enough, but we can change the color, and I prefer to add more like colder light coming from the nebulas, or maybe that nebula. I think nebula, which is more blue, is more, it's more cool because it's really, really cool. However, we are on the Mars, so we've got that fog system we earlier set, and we can also pick up the light from the nebula and make it darker, but not too dark, just leave it a bit. Yeah. And something like this. We don't have a clouds at the moment because there's no cloud system in this. I'm working on that. I promise to deliver. We have a now hemisphere light set, but it's still quite dark. As you can see, if I go closer to those cars, it's quite dark here. Maybe we need to put the light inside the helmet of the astronaut. So we have a special light which is called point light, and point light, we added point light right now. It's light we can light in a very limited space, but I think if you place it 1.7, it's a kind of a the height of the astronaut. Huh? So you can see the point light is giving really strong lighting here, but we wanted that light inside the helmet. So if I'll change the 7 and Z to, oh yeah, and maybe it's too intense right now. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe I will improve the system so it will be easier to drag this stuff. At the moment I've got this implemented into the GUI 3 8 yeah, maybe 2, maybe 199, something like this. Well, the astronaut is without glass at the moment, so if we would like to make it more interesting, we can actually clone that light. If we clone that light, we have 2 lights at the same position. We can move that point cloud somewhere else, like maybe we can put this light into the car. And move this light inside the car, so it's not gonna that boring inside the car. You can see it should be further there. If I'm not wrong. I think I'm moving wrong light. Is it that one? Yeah. Yeah, it's that one. It's just traveling not exactly what I needed. But this is just for presentation purposes, so as you can see we can get inside to the car and we can look what's inside here from the perspective of the person sitting in the back seat. But we've got more lights. So at the moment, if I switch those helpers, the world looks still quite dark. So the thing is like to add one more directional light, and we have a possibility to add directional light from the controls menu. And that directional light can have some additional settings, like also color and intensity, and we can move it really far away, so it might look like we have a light from the moon. If it's gonna be higher, we will see like reflection at the top of the Humvee, but it should be somewhere higher. The lighting is really difficult. Probably white light in the middle of the night, or maybe slightly violet would be more, or maybe more orange. Anyways, will be more natural light coming from the nebulas. But as you can see, it's still quite flat here. So let's add the grand finale light, which is called Spotlight. The spotlight is a great light. We'll just for a moment reset it Okay, and then when we have a spotlight gives a lot of possibilities to make this space less flat and more interesting. So as you can see, spotlight got many properties like intensity, color, XYZ, angle, penumbra, decay, distance, and can cast shadows. So let's do change the intensity, because we don't know, we can't see actually what's going on here. And let's change the position to something lower. Yeah, and we can change the angle. Penumbra is a kind of a gradient, and the decay is, it's kind of like an intensity, but and also distance. I think I want this light here, but not underneath surface, above the surface, but really low. And I want this a bit moving straight to, like a snoop of the light, and moving towards us, like I can see. So not that far, just behind, let's say here. So you can see this is like a snoop of the light, and there's one checkbox at the bottom of the properties for the spotlight light, which is called cast shadow. If I'll switch it on, that light can cast shadow. Like you can see the shadow behind the stone, or if I will take this object, and I can move this object, I believe, and that object can be on the way of the path of the light, so it can interfere with the lighting. However, the most cool stuff is angle, so it can be really wide angle. Oh, that's extremely wide angle. The light, very strong. That's why we can take decay probably to something lower, and we can also take some intensity. It just makes things like somewhere in the middle, very strong snoop of the light. But if I'll change the angle to very narrow, and increase the decay, and actually I'll go a bit closer to the place where we are, and I will move it a bit up. It's completely changing the landscape. However, this is not right place. I want it actually located here and going to 0. And show like it's cool when half of the objects they are in the light and half they are in the darkness when we got casted shadow. especially that light on the car here. You can see it's great for like a presentation of cool cars. This model of Humvee is really cool. So yeah, to keep these lights like this, that setting, we need to come back to the editor world and save it here. But I guess in the future we will have that saving button somewhere else, probably all together with the GUI for the light. So this is it. I think the light is not properly saved. The some properties for the spotlight, they gone. I don't know what happened here, because I'm sure I was moving the angle the other way. And I changed the penumbra or whatever it is. But I think this is it for today. The presentation is just an introduction to a couple of features, and one of them is the possibility to play with the light settings. You will be able to add more lights. So this is the moment I'm saying to you good night, and I will speak to you very soon.